And I know you've been traveling to China for 40 years now. How bad is it really?
20 years only. I'm not that old. But I've probably been there more than 40 times. What we saw in the third plenum 2 years ago when this new government came in and said, we are going to change things. We are going to centralize the government. We are going to stop the local governments from this crazy overspending. This was the first time I ever went through China, and I saw it. I saw so many idled cranes. You drive around the cities. We were in some of the second-tier cities, and you really saw the slowdown. When we talked to executives, what they told us is, look, it's the numbers we are seeing and the numbers coming out of China are really bad. New housing starts are down 18%. It's even worse than that is what they're privately telling us. There really has been a slowdown. You can see it in the stock market. People aren't investing in real estate anymore. They're taking their money for fear of losing it in the real estate market and putting it in the stock market. So the money is there. It's just moving differently. But from a metals and mining analyst standpoint, the way we look at the world, it's having a major impact on iron ore, on copper, on steel, etc.
So Ken, the government, of course, says that the economy is still growing at a 7% clip. What's your takeaway? How much worse is the slowdown than the government says?
Well, I mean, how they come up with the 7% number is hard to tell. I think about 70% of their GDP has been construction. Their own numbers say construction's down about 18%. So how they come up with that 7%, I don't know. We'll just say from a metals and mining standpoint, things there are bleak, and they seem to be getting worse.
All right, from a metals and mining standpoint, how far away is the bottom here?
It's very hard to tell. I mean, everyone is waiting for China to go back to what the old regime did, which the old regime would say, hey, we're having all sorts of problems. We're going to put out a huge infrastructure boom. And whenever you see prices move up, you'll see a lot of rumors, hey, they're going to announce something. We don't know, but this government seems serious. They seem like they want to have a new China. They want to have a China that adds value. They want to have a new China that doesn't recklessly pollute the way they've done in the past. I really give credit for this government. They're taking very, very brave steps out in the world today, and I think it's changing the entire dynamic of China. Long term, it's probably the right thing to do, but you rarely see governments make such a bold move and stick to what their plan is, and China really seems to do that. And I think that's fantastic for China long term, but short term, it's really giving a lot of issues to China, and that's why you see the price of iron ore down 60, 70%. That's why you've seen a lot of the other metal prices all in bear markets, and China, which is half of the world's demand for metals, is suffering. But long term, it probably is really good for the Chinese people and the Chinese economy.